Motion now. Dawkins back to throw. Throwing out in the flat. Caught by Taylor at the 30, 35. Out to the 40. Spins away at the 45. To midfield and a first down to the Rainbow Warriors 49-yard line.
Wildcat Football Weekly, presented by Vantage West Credit Union. On the go, online or in person, Vantage West offers more banking choices, lower fees, and more personalized service. Visit VantageWest.org to learn why Arizona Wildcat fans deserve more.
Welcome to another edition of Wildcat Weekly with head coach Rich Rodriguez. Cats getting ready for conference play Saturday night when the Washington Huskies come to Arizona Stadium. Before we get to that, Coach, congratulations on the win over Hawaii. I know one thing you talked about before that ball game was wanting to see some more tempo out of your team. Did you like what you saw?
Particularly the first half offensively. I thought we were sharper, executed pretty well, and we made some steps, positive steps offensively. Defensively in the first half we were okay, second half not so much, so we got a lot of things to work on, but we'll take the win. Now obviously the challenge is the league schedule's coming up and a very, very good Washington team.
A couple of guys obviously stood out on offense, Brandon Dawkins and J.J. Taylor, both of them getting more time on the field, and how valuable was that for them?
It was. Brandon played better. Brandon, he looked more comfortable. His eyes were in the right spot most of the time, made good decisions, and executed pretty well. So I was pleased with his progress. And then J.J.'s his first extended action. We knew he was an explosive player, and he came out there fully composed. He knew he had to take a big load because Nick got hurt, and I thought he played outstanding.
Your team forced a couple more turnovers in that ball game. That's 2 games in a row now. The defense has been able to get some takeaways. Tell us about the progress.
Yeah, and we have to do that. We're really struggling to get 3 and outs. That's a big thing for us, and we haven't been able to do that. And so the turnovers are key to that. And defensively, again, in the first half, I thought we were okay. Not great, but okay. In the second half, we really struggled to get off blocks. It didn't tackle well, so there's a lot of work to be done.
All right, tell us about your first impressions of seeing the Huskies on film.
Well, they're as talented as maybe anybody in the league, maybe more talented. We've had several NFL scouts tell us that they probably have the most NFL-ready players right now, which is scary. And they're playing at a high level. They have not been challenged at all so far this year, and playing with a lot of confidence. So we've got to play well. It's not that we can't win. We can win. We feel confident in doing that, but we've got to play a lot better than we've been playing, and we got to hope we get a few breaks.
Washington's front 7 on defense, as you mentioned, that's considered maybe the strength of their team there. Is it obvious that any team, your team in particular, wants to establish a run against a team that's got some tough guys up front?
I think for us, and they are big, they're probably the biggest front we'll play, or if not one of the biggest we'll play. I think the biggest key for us is to not force the issue, run or pass. If they give us the numbers to pass and they play us in the press man coverage and really challenge us like they like to do, we got to be able to execute a few pass plays. If they give us the numbers to run and say they got 4 or 5 in a box and we still can't run it, then it's going to be a long night.
Conference play, do you sense anything different from your team when you hit into the conference?
I think so. I think they understand the importance. All the games are important, but certainly your conference championship is your first goal each and every year. So that's an added importance. Plus, we're playing a top 10 team at our place. It's going to be a big night.
All right, Cats and the Huskies Saturday night. More Wildcat Weekly after this.
To us, you're not a bank account. You're not a credit card. To us, you're our friends and neighbors, a part of our history, a key to our future, and you deserve more. More opportunity, more flexibility, and more personal service. We are Vantage West, and you deserve more. Stop in today or visit us online to experience more.
It's important to have someone you trust when it comes to your banking needs. Achieving your financial goals is Vantage West's top priority. Visit VantageWest.org to learn more.
We continue with Wildcat Weekly, and our special guest this week is Michael Barton, senior linebacker out of Richmond, California. And we'll talk about these first 3 games, but you had a chance to go to De La Salle High School. For those that don't know, that is one of the premier high school football programs, if not athletic programs, in the country. What was that like playing at De La Salle?
Oh, it was a great experience, and it was definitely worth the trip because I lived about 45 minutes away. So every morning I would commute, and my mom would sacrifice to get me there. But just being with Coach Laddiser and more of the lessons we learned about being a man, and it was beyond football. I think those are the lessons I carry with me today, and the reason why I love this game so much.
Okay, let's move on to Arizona now. First 3 games of the season, and it seems each game we've seen progress from the defense. So what has pleased you most over these first 3 weeks?
I think the fact that what we know we can do. Second half of the Grambling State game, we came out flat in the first half, obviously. We came out and created 6 turnovers after. We ended up tackling well and running to the ball, and kind of that energy that you need to have on defense carried over to the first half of Hawaii. We didn't finish like we wanted to, but we know what we can do, what we're capable of, so we just got to put it together for this week.
Describe your position on defense, and what are some of your chief duties?
So I play the Mike and Will linebacker. With the Mike, you're in control of setting the defensive line and make sure everybody's aligned and pretty much protecting the A and B gaps. You're pretty much a defensive lineman behind the ball, and you're pretty much controlling the defense. On the Will, you're going to have a little more pass responsibility, and you're going to be having to flow to make more tackles. So they both work with each other, but they're different in their own way.
You played at Cal before transferring to Arizona, and Cal played Washington, of course, so you've seen the Huskies before. Give us a scouting report on what to expect Saturday.
Well, I'll go off last year. Last year they had a young quarterback, and we took advantage of Jake Browning. But obviously that's not the case anymore. I mean, he's grown exponentially since then, and now he's a definite threat. And they have a good team, and they're really disciplined. They have great coaching, and they got great athletes. So it's going to be we have to have a complete game in order to beat these guys.
What's it like going into conference play? Do you feel something different when that first Pac-12 game arrives?
Oh yeah, this is. I mean, non-conference is definitely time to go, but when Pac-12 comes around, guys get excited. I mean, our guys are excited to get back in the conference, and especially against the top 10 team in Washington. That's a great way to start back at our place and have that upset this weekend.
All right, he is Michael Barton. He'll be in action Saturday night. Wildcats and the Huskies, 7:30 kickoff at the stadium.
Thanks for watching Wildcat Football Weekly, presented by Vantage West Credit Union. Visit vantagewest.org to learn how you can get more personalized service, federally insured by NCUA.